welcome to Mariam's Reading Habit. Today, in this episode, I'll be sharing with you The Naughtiest Girl in School by Enid Blyton in Chapter 8, The First Week at School. Nobody made any complaints at all. Elizabeth couldn't help feeling glad. All the same, they'd have plenty of complaints to make about me next week, she thought. I'll just show them that I mean what I say. Somebody had a grumble. It was a small boy called Wilfred. He stood up looking rather shy. I'll have a grumble, he said. Go on then, said William the judge. Please, I learn music, and one of the times put down for my practice is half of the cricket time on Tuesday. Could I have a treat because I do hate missing cricket? Certainly. Mr. Jones, you think it could be changed? Yes, said Mr. Jones. I'll speak to the music master and have it right for Wilfred. Thank you, said William and Wilfred together. There were no more grumbles. William hammered on the table. The meeting is over. The next one will be held at the same time on the same day next week. Everyone must attend. The children jumped up, talking loudly, and went to their various tasks. Some had lessons to prepare for the next day. Some had pets to feed. Some wanted to play cricket or tennis. Some wanted to practice as someone had to do something or the other. Everyone seemed to have something to do. She decided, all except Elizabeth. She had no one to talk to and no one to walk with. She knew it was her own fault, but she didn't like it. She wandered off by herself and came to a little room where someone was playing the piano softly and beautifully. Elizabeth loved music with all her heart. She crept into the little music room and sat down to listen. Mr. Lewis, the music master, was playing the most beautiful piece. Do you like it? He said after he finished. Yes, I liked it, said Elizabeth. It sounds to me like the sea. It was supposed to be the sea on a summer's day, said Mr. Lewis. He was an old man with gentle eyes and a small grey beard. It was written by a man who loved to put the sea into his music. I wish I could learn to play it. I really do wish I could. Then am I supposed to be learning music at the school, you know? What is your name? asked the music master, taking out a small notebook and opening it. Mine is Mr. Lewis. Mine is Elizabeth Allen, said Elizabeth. Yes, here's your name. You are down for some music lessons with me. That's fine. We shall get on well together, and perhaps by the end of the term you will be able to play the sea piece you like so much. Dear, I would like that. But I shan't be here long. I hate school. Dear me, what a pity, said Mr. Lewis. Most children simply love it, especially Whiteleaf School. Well, if you think you won't be here long, perhaps I better cross your name on my list. It seems a waste of time to have any music lessons if you mean to go. Well, I might as well have 1 or 2 lessons, said Elizabeth. I suppose I couldn't have one now, could I? Mr. Lewis looked at his watch. Yes, I've got 20 minutes. Fetch your music and we'll see what you can do. Elizabeth was happy for the first time. When she sat at the piano with the music master by her side, she played one of her favorite musics. Mr. Lewis jerked his foot in time to the music and nodded his head when she had finished. Yes, Elizabeth, he said very pleased. I surely will think you a pleasure. Surely will think you as one of my best pleasures. I must ask you to change my mind to be leaving us soon. It'll be a pleasure for me to teach you that sea piece. Elizabeth felt very pleased and proud. Praise like this was very sweet indeed. Well, I'm sorry, but I can't change my mind, he said. They've taken my mind, so I can't run away, but I'm going to be so hard they'll have to send me again away. What a pity, said Mr. Lewis. He looked at his watch again. Play me something else, he said. I have no time. At the end of the lesson, Mr. Lewis showed Elizabeth the name of the sea piece he had played. This most beautiful recording of it. Why don't you ask for some money to buy it at the other meeting? Everyone would love the record in the playroom, and I know they haven't got it. I would love to get it, said Elizabeth. Then I could hear it whenever I wanted to, but I know the meeting wouldn't give me any money. Why do you not even let me have £2 like everyone else has? Dear, dear, said Mr. Lewis, smiling. You really must be a very bad little girl, and yet you play the piano like an angel. Do I really? Said Elizabeth in delight, but the music master had gone, leaving Elizabeth to put away her music and shut the piano. Elizabeth soon found out there were many pleasant things that the children of Whiteleaf School were allowed. They were allowed to go down to the village in tours to buy sweets, toys, books, and anything they wanted. They were also allowed to go to the cinema once a week, provided that they paid for themselves. They could go riding every day, and Elizabeth loved riding with her own little pony that she had at home. They also 2 evenings a week. The music master gave a little concert to the children who really loved music. The concert was from 7:30 to 8 after supper, and Mr. Lewis gathered around him with about 12 boys and girls who loved to hear the beautiful music he drew from his piano. Sometimes he played the violin too, and Elizabeth longed to learn to play it when she heard Mr. Lewis drawing the bow across the strings of his fine violin. How on another evening, there was a small dance beginning at 7:30 for an hour. Elizabeth loved dancing, and when she saw the notice on the notice board, she was pleased. It would stop. The dancing lasted till 8:30, which meant she would only be able to attend it for half an hour and leave the elder children to go on dancing. But still, she loved dancing. No wonder the children have a happily a white leaf. There always seemed to be something to do. Helen and Belinda, the other new girls, soon settled down well, made firm friends with one another, and were very happy. The 2 new boys made friends. Once John tried to make friends with Elizabeth, but the little girl made a rude face and turned away. As the days went on, Elizabeth kept to her plan. She spent most of the mornings outside the door of the classroom because Miss Ranger could not have her in the room as soon as the One morning she caught the school cat and put it inside Miss Ranger's desk before anyone entered the room. When Miss Ranger opened the lid, the cat jumped out and Miss Ranger squealed in fright. Everyone giggled. They knew it was Elizabeth, of course. Another time, Elizabeth put the classroom clock 10 minutes fast, and Miss Ranger stopped the lesson too soon. When Miss Ranger found out, she was angry. As you've all missed 10 minutes for your arithmetic lesson, I'm going to give you 2 extra sums to do for your preparation time this afternoon. The class was angry with Elizabeth. You wait till the next meeting, said Ruth. There'll be some fine complaints about you there. I don't care, said Elizabeth, and she didn't. One afternoon after tea, Elizabeth wanted to go and see the village of Whiteleaf. She went to Nora, her aunt, and asked for permission to go and look at the shops in the village. Yes, you can go, said Nora, but you have to take someone else with you. That's the rule. You're only supposed to go in 2s. Elizabeth went to Ruth. Will you come with me to the village? She said. I want to look at the shops. No thanks, asked Ruth. I don't want to go with anyone like you. I don't know how you might behave in the road. I might be ashamed of you. I know how to behave in the road. Well, you don't know how to behave, said Elizabeth crossly. Well, you don't know how to behave at school, said Ruth, and walked away. Elizabeth asked Belinda, but Belinda shook her head. I don't want to go, she said. Helen wouldn't go either, nor would John. Elizabeth didn't like to ask any of the boys because they always laughed at her when they saw her coming. Here's the bold, bad girl, they said to one another, and soon poor Elizabeth began to be known as the bold, bad girl. Elizabeth went back to Nora. Nobody will go with me, she said sadly. It serves you right, said Nora. You can't go if nobody will go with you. We are not allowed to go alone. Well, I'm going alone, said Elizabeth to herself, and she slipped out the school door, down the steps, round to the right, and through the big archway. Down the hill she ran to see the village. She had a lovely time looking into all the shops. She longingly into the sweet shop and wished she had some money to buy some toffee. She looked into the music shop and wondered if he had the record of the CP she loved. She looked into the toy shop and good gracious, coming out of it was Rita, the head girl of Whiteleaf School. Now, what was naughty Elizabeth to do? So everyone, that's all of chapter 8 today. If you like this video, please like, share, and please subscribe. And of course, see the other videos in the Naughtiest Girl playlist, and also see the Lime and Frank with MARIYAM'S The Wizard of Oz playlist. So, bye!